Welcome back to the MLG North American Dota 2 Fall League. We are ready with our first game of the evening. BTS have stabilized and they're ready to go. So we're going to head and get the game up and running. Of course, I mentioned before the break that this is Pretty Boy Swag versus Dignitas with a lot on the line on one side for Pretty Boy Swag. Not as much pressure for Dignitas. So they do run the risk of perhaps running it a little lax and slipping up and creating openings for Pretty Boy Swag. Guys, do you think there's an opportunity for PBS here to take a game or even two off of Dignitas, or is that unheard of?
I think there's an opportunity to take one game of the two at best, and Pretty Boy Swag really need even just that one game. When you're 0-4, only top 4 teams going to full sale, they really need a win here.
Yeah, I definitely don't see them taking two, at least not with the way they played the other day. Again, I've seen some of these players before, and it just doesn't seem like they're on their top 4. I know that they have more potential. Spitwall seems to think so too. And I hope they can show some of that today. Well, I'm curious to see whether or not they're going to actually use Wiz. I think they have to ban it against Team Dignitas if they don't want to use it.
Yeah, I agree. And having seen that highlight reel, maybe Wisp not a hero. Pretty Boy Swag should be picking up.
Do they have another Wisp player though? That is the question.
I don't know.
Or was it Sleazel just having an off game?
Yep. Who knows? Well, thanks MY John for covering for us as we're now back in the game. We're going to get things underway. It's our opening match of the MLG North American League. $15,000 up for grab, the lead up to the Full Sail LAN tournament where 4 teams will fight over that prize money. We've got Team Dignitas playing over on the Radiant side here in game number 1. Up
Spirit
against
Breaker ban.
Man, that's some serious respect. No Abaddon ban though. We've seen Abaddon
No Bat Rider
become top
There's
tier.
Bat Rider, there's Wisp.
The list goes on. This is a stacked pool as far as what's left here.
I know. There's Darkseer still.
Teams been picking Naga Siren all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What do you pick if you're Dignitas here? That is... I mean,
you go Bat Rider because Pretty Boy Swag actually going to Wisp again. Beaters is playing for Dignitas.
So do you think they can get Wisp and Bat? That would be disgusting.
No, Dignitas actually take the Wisp.
Maybe they got baited because Pretty Boy Swag can take up Bat right now, which is pretty good.
Yep.
And then,
like a Naga or Darkseid, both heroes do okay-ish versus Wisp.
I think they take Naga. They should take Naga.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They have a different plan.
With a different strat. Okay.
Straight Nature's Prophet.
Well, I guess they don't want to give away the full global strategy. I mean, is Bat actually going to survive until 4th pick? That's
Bat
pretty
even
much unheard of.
New meta.
He definitely
Get your
should
chat
be.
wheels out.
Nature's Prophet, I don't think is worthy of a first pick. I mean, against certain teams, I think so. More of a deny pick, or if you have like a really, really good strategy. But they didn't. Wow, Vengeful Spirit.
Second pick
Okay,
as well.
so
Do they have a level 1 Roche strat planned? You're picking these heroes in your first 2. This to me is like, I mean, these aren't obvious level 1 Roche hero, but you got Treants, you have a potential minus armor from Vengeful Spirit. If you want to wait, surprise Dignitas take a game, you go level 1 Roche. Because they're only going to be die side one of these 2 games.
It could be a push strat. Push strat's not bad. So Dignitas gets Wisp and Bat, and they weren't even second pick.
Yeah.
They're still Lifestealer too. Like, why are there so many imbalanced heroes left in the pool? Why is Pretty Boy Swag dragging so very, very unconventionally? I don't think they're skilled enough to pull this off, but I mean, I definitely hope they prove me wrong. I like seeing Vengeful.
Reminds me of the game where Zenith left all these indie heroes in the pool, and IG picked 4 or 5 of them, and the draft just didn't really work because of it. Like they had 4 or 5
too much
top
imbalance
tier
on one team,
and suddenly it's like negates itself. I don't know.
Well, I just don't really know how to comment on this draft. It's just. I mean, Pretty Boy Swag, they have, I thought they might be going for, a global strategy, but Wisp already taken by Dignitas. They might be going for a push strat, but Vengeful was, early ganking strategy. They could be going for a split push strategy into middle late game, but again, Vengeful doesn't really work into that. I think Bat Rider is much suited for that because he can scat out ganks a lot easier and kind of put pressure on all points that are on the map if they want to do, a Nature's Prophet anti-mage split push strategy that I know Sleazel likes to run, so I'm just rather confused as to PBS's game plan.
Well, you can see what Dignitas are maybe kind of thinking they're doing or afraid of. They banned Beastmaster, which is mostly for the aura and his pushing ability. Probably see something like a Chen ban, maybe a Lone Druid ban if they're really worried about the push strat here.
Yeah, I think Lone Druid would be straight up their alley. I think that Lifestealer is a pretty high priority pick for Dignitas, so I think it would work really well in the strategy. I think I mean, they could just run the typical Wisp CK2, but I think that Lifestealer is just fantastic, especially against Vengeful Spirit and Nature's Prophet, who can't really do anything versus them.
This is a tough game for Nature's Prophet when you can be Wisp, Relocate, ganked on. Bat Rider works well against you as well. You get the Firefly Vision to prevent Sprout TPs. Easy here to pick up a gem on, and just great at picking off Nature's Prophet. So This is not going to be that really threatening split push rat Dota type Nature's Prophet. At least Dignitas shouldn't let it be.
And Naga Siren survives until the second ban phase. I think that's the first time that we've seen that happen. It's either she's banned out in the very first 4 picks, or she's taken in the first or second pick.
Yep. Well, Chen is going to cop a ban from Dignitas, so they're expecting some kind of a push strat.
Right. I mean, the thing about it, if Dirty Boy Swag picks a Tinker, Dignitas knows exactly what's up. So they ban Keeper to Light, so that definitely like kind of screams push strategy already. Naga Siren is not actually the best anti-push. She really needs levels before, and also like a very heavy AoE lineup, so you can follow up with it, or at least 1 or 2. But Keeper Light, one of the best turtles in the game, I'd say. At least pre 6.78. He hasn't actually been that effective lately, mostly because like Bat Rider, Blink Initiate, or like Clockwork Initiate, and he just kind of gets owned.
Spirit Breaker Initiate.
Spirit Breaker Initiate. Anything like a Life Stealer Initiate too. You just circle around and just destroy him.
Well, Enchantress gives you... You're not going to get the Chen Jungle, you get the Enchantress. It's slightly squisher option. The great thing with Chen with push strats, I feel, isn't so much the creeps with the heals. You have Mech as well as Hand of God. It's like a 450 plus burst heal. But Enchantress...
Send back is incredible too.
Yep. Enchantress is not just the pushing ability here, but they can get super aggressive. VS Enchantress roaming early, getting some early kills, and just... I think if you're going to take on Dignitas, you've got to get ahead early. You've got to do well in the laning stage, and with this kind of a pick, you probably can.
Right. I definitely think so. They still need like a safe lane carry. I think that can do a lot of work in the early game. I think that Gyrocopter would work well for them. Other than that, it pretty much just looks like Gyrocopter and Life Stealer. Any other clues besides those two?
Oh, I don't think they really want to go for some kind of high carry. I'd love to see him just pull out like an Ursa, level 1 Roshan aside.
Yeah. They don't have the Wisp though, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe Dignitas goes. It's been a while. It's been since TI3. That was like the last time I think I saw an Ursa pick.
Ursa is awesome.
Troll Warlord.
Korok likes to play him, right?
If you want push, Troll Warlord.
Liquid was the team that used Ursa Wisp.
Yes.
And I don't think Korok was a Wisp player.
No.
Or not.
It was the
player,
Korok was the Ursa. He was the
was
Ursa player.
So who played mid for them?
Would have been TC. Well, either TC or Bulba, depending what heroes they
so
have.
Dignitas is just going for the strong hero picks.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like it works like that well. They don't synergize amazingly.
Clockwork's good against ganks, as like especially VS Enchantress, because these are both squishy ganking heroes, low HP. So Clockwork, Hookshot.
There's the troll that you were talking about.
Decent push. It's still not the best base breaking, but this is a dominant tri lane.
Pretty Boy Swag has to ban out Tinker, I think, in their last pick, or Dignitas.
You think Tinker's Pretty Boy Swag have to ban out Tinker? Yeah.
I think they have to ban out Tinker if they want to push. I mean, technically they don't have to push with this lineup because Nature's Prophet is pretty good late game, especially with his farming potential. Troll Warlord scales pretty well, and Enchantress can actually be quite a beast too if you get Midas Scepter.
Well, one more pick for Pretty Boy Swag. We have seen Troll go both mid as well as in tri-lane too. Do you sort of favor it either way here for Pretty Boy Swag?
I don't think it can stand up versus Bat, and Team Dignitas probably looks like they're going to do Clockwork in one lane, Bat Rider in the other solo lane, and then Wisp XX in their triple lane. We saw Troll destroy Clockwork the other day, but I think that Dignitas will be smarter than to give them that easy matchup.
Well, as for Dignitas, it's like you say, they need just the Wisp partners for that tri-lane. CK still in the pool. I don't think it's something which Pretty Boy Swag. If they're going push and 5-manning, they don't care about a CK.
Yeah,
it's Whisper.
It is a Whisper.
I love it. Dignitas.
I don't think it worked particularly well versus Troll though, because the blind is just really good, and you can like do it before you get stun locked, and you'll still get the blind hit on the Ursa.
I guess your best bet is just try to avoid the Troll when you go in, but he's kind of the tanky option in the front line.
For sure. And Ursa rarely gets MKB. They do get BKB though.
Yep.
We'll see how that works out for them. And Rubik,
how long does the actual blind last? It's only like 3 seconds, 2 seconds,
4 maybe, 3.
You can actually
3 maybe. I don't know. Let's check.
10 seconds
Library.
You can hover over.
Choose a hero. No, because he's not a melee form.
Oh yeah. Doesn't let you know.
Yeah, no.
You get on that bed.
Why can't I click on him?
I'm not sure. Well, one more pick for both the two teams here. I love what Dignitas have done. They've added some spice to their lineup. We've seen them run like a different style of draft almost every single game. I think it partly comes from their confidence against these other teams, knowing they don't have to stick to one playstyle, and also because they're a new team, they want to figure out what playstyle works for them. This isn't just about beating weaker teams. This is about, hey, look, we're going to go and play other tournaments, bigger tournaments. We win this, we go to MLG Columbus. We need to find the best possible playstyle for this lineup.
It seems like what they have been doing is letting Infinity shine, whether it just be solo safe lane in an easy one-on-one matchup, and then giving him a lot of free farm and just constantly pushing those towers by himself. They pretty much just leave Infinity alone for most of the game. Fog seems to join his team a little after level 6, maybe like the 8 to 10 minute mark is when he starts to join, and they heavily babysit Korok with those other 2 supports and make sure that he gets the farm that he needs. So I wouldn't say that it's anything like very atypical. They do stranger lanes sometimes. We see Darkshire solo mid the other day with a Queen of Pain in the solo safe lane. So they don't always do unconventional lanes, but as far as their general playstyle goes, it seems to be fairly consistent from game to game.
Yeah, I feel like Fog plays as like an Alliance / S4 type solo mid, where even though he's a solo mid playing the 2 position, he's not getting a lot of farm. He's just getting the early levels and starts roaming around the map. Compare that to your Mushi or some other teams where they get their solo mid nice and farmed and prioritize protecting him a lot more. Even like your Shadow Fiend Eats Cake with Relic, they protect him a lot more. They want a big solo mid. For Dignitas, it's more about Korok and Infinity.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And Infinity, I think, has been probably the strongest player that I've seen, or at least the strongest performing player in most of the games that I've seen. He just gets a ton of farm. I think he had a 12-minute link-ins on Weaver and like took down 2 towers just in his solo lane. Granted, his team was putting a lot of pressure around the map, but he seems to be the one that everyone just like forgets about when you're on the opposite team. Usually you don't expect your side lane solo to have that much of impact, but Infinity seems to be much more impactful than many of the other ones.
And Doom is the last pick. This is a very niche pick, and I don't. It's okay against this, but it doesn't seem like Ursa can just chomp him apart.
Well, one of the reasons why I don't like Doom is because Ursa still will do a lot of damage versus Bat Rider after he uses Lasso. It's just like whatever. You don't really have to Doom him. He's already used his Blink 2 most of the time. Clockwork usually gets his stuff off too. It's like Hookwork, Cog, and then Battery Assault, and you've already done your job.
And whoever gets Doom can always be like Tether relocated home.
Yeah, Tether relocated home, or just Tether healed up, so they don't even die. So I don't particularly like Doom in this lineup. I mean, Pretty Boy Swag is going very, very unconventional here. They could potentially roam with Vengeful Spirit as well as the Enchantress, and potentially even the Doom too.
Well, it's an Infinity Templar Assassin coming out, which puts Bat Rider in the jungle here. So it looks like Dignitas think they can get away with a greedier lineup here by running Bat Rider jungle rather than in a solo mid or an offlane role. So interesting to see how this works out for them. They haven't really gotten... I guess, is this going to be Fog playing the offlane? He's been playing mostly mid throughout the tournament, but he may be switching into that offlane on this Clockwork.
Potentially so. I mean, I have seen Infinity play mid, but I haven't seen Fog go offlane too much. I think it's still too early to tell. As far as the other lanes go, they know that they can get away with the Ursa Wisp because I think that Pretty Boy's Swag's lanes are just exceptionally weak right now. It seems like they're kind of forced to do Troll Warlord solo mid right now.
Could they do like a Doom mid and then your offensive trial lane and you actually could maybe fight the Wisp Ursa?
I think so. I think it's too risky. If they get too far behind, then Wisp won't be able to relocate anything, and kind of
level 1 Roche. Here we go. Smoke, insta smoke. Hedris even picked up on the Enchantress. Bassi ring on the Nature's Prophet.
And
how does the Doom add to this?
Is this a tactical DC?
Yes.
Is it?
It's tactical DC. This is a never before seen. I'm not even like.
Well, the thing is, Dignitas is already all over there too.
DC. Wow. This is absolutely hilarious. Dignitas is going to go out.
Oh wait, there's a chicken. There's a chicken.
That courier was so close to getting caught out.
Fog sees him.
I've never seen a tactical DC used this way. Dignitas are going to take the fight, though. It's Fog going in with the cogs. He actually trapped a few heroes in. They've got to stop Roshan. They're going to take this fight. Enchantress is the first blood. The Infinity Templar Assassin gets the kill.
This is a disaster.
Absolute massacre at the Roshan pit. Rio Boris is just trying to get the hell out of here. Fog maybe going to go on the chase. Wisp Tether going to give some extra movement speed, but
tactical DC has ended.
Dignitas were not fooled. 1437 loves it. Korok says to Cormo, we've got him right here.
We already knew that it was that was actually ridiculous.
I've never seen that before. That's like Alliance, like the kings of level 1 Roshan, and even they haven't thought of that.
Wow. Well, I mean, it was a nifty play, but Fog just knew exactly what was going on. He didn't even need his rocket flare to scout it out. He was just like, okay, I'm just gonna walk in there. It isn't the strongest level 1 Roche lineup though. I mean, what do you really have going for you?
I mean, you can kill it before the creep spawns as long as no one comes and contests it.
It's so slow.
Yeah. I'm just surprised. Even stuff like the Hedris on the Enchantress. Hedris, sure, it's HP regen and aura, but it's so little that it doesn't really help for the level 1 Roshan.
Yeah, I mean, Troll Warlord stun
So
is
they
like,
actually killed the courier as well.
Yeah.
I thought the courier got away, but no, someone chased it down.
yeah, that is...
Oh, dear.
That is a disaster. 2 kills and a courier, and they didn't even
It's
get Roshan out of it.
1,500 gold lead, and the game hasn't even started.
I mean, it was a valiant attempt, though. I think that
TA with
this,
boots and
this is...
bottle?
I do encourage
Oh,
this,
I
though.
love that.
Like, versus a team like Dignitas, you have to pull some of your stops out and just go with something crazy if you think you're outskilled.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of doing something different here. One of the Avanti's Angels players was already telling me a bit about what they have planned for their match against Dignitas. I'm like, great, do something completely out of the box then.
It's
Even
a
if you-
3-second slow.
Even if you don't miss.
Blind.
Oh, okay, at all levels?
Oh, no, blind duration, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. That is nasty. If you're a physical damage hero, 7 seconds
I
with
know,
that kind of
it's
miss?
ridiculous.
Yikes. Infinity's going to be just fine at mid, though. He's had boots and bottle at level 1 with that first blood goal. He got 2 kills off of that, including courier gold to everyone. That courier gold giving supports like instant magic stick, upgraded courier.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
just
dear.
really bad.
Fogged is going to be... We'll introduce our 2 teams, something we
Okay.
haven't actually done yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Dignitas are your American favorites playing over on the Radiant side. Well, mixed American-Canadian, I believe. Fog going to be playing that Clockwork at the top lane. Infinity, Frankie on the Solar Mid Templar Assassin. We're going to have 1437 playing the Jungle Bat Rider. Wisp in the hands of Beaters. And then finally, Korok playing the Ursa.
And Pretty Boy Swag on the Dire side, we have Sleazel on the Doombringer. We have Cakes on the offlane Nature's Prophet, still only level 1. A little bit unfortunate for him. Countdown to October, one of 3 members in the triple lane on Vengeful Spirit. And then we have Ryu Boris, solo middle as the Troll Warlord. And I'm a Sheep Sucks on the Jungle Enchantress. He looks like he's off to a relatively decent start, but gold lead is still around 2,000 simply because of that miserably failed Roshan attempt.
Infinity takes a lot of damage and harass at mid lane, but he's just fine. He knows his hero's limits, pops the salve. Gonna start actually bottle crowing as the 2-minute ruin gets taken by his teammate, the Bat Rider, but Bat Rider with a bottle, and TA just quite happy to bottle crow. He's okay not getting these runes. It's actually not the easiest matchup for a TA. TA is 7-5 to the Trolls, 11-3, so Ryubor is winning this 1v1 matchup despite the huge level 1 deficit.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, he has a little bit of bonus armor from the Berserker's Rage that will help him out. The blind will help tons for TAs because we see a lot of TAs now actually forego the BKB. It used to be Phase, Blink into BKB and or Desolator. And then now it's more like Treads or Phase into more a Drums tanky build. And since they don't have the BKB, that thing is like super annoying to deal with the blind.
There's nothing TA can really do as far as last season goes. Troll is just spamming this, and with a fast bottle, he's bottle crowing just like Templar Assassin is, and Infinity just getting blinded every time that's off cooldown, and that's got a very, very short cooldown.
Still relatively close in CS in middle though, 14 or 15 on the Troll to 11 on the TA, but we see Pretty Boy Swag trying to put a lot of pressure on the top tower. There are 2 heroes there to defend, 1437 with a haste rune. Oh, this
top lane. This is very ugly. Wisp Beaters has TP'd in. The cogs go down. Sleazel trapped under the tower in the Firefly as well. Beaters is still alive. He's actually just chewed his way through some trees here. They are going to find him. It looks like the Treant actually giving vision, but they get 2 more kills at the top lane. 4-1 in Dignitas' favor, and well, great rotations. A hasted Bat Rider and a Wisp TPing in. Wisp is like, hey, Korok, you're fine at bottom lane. There's not even anyone laning against Korok at bottom, so...
Fantastic rotation by them. Good reaction. They need to defend this tower. They didn't even use Glyph there. And, I mean, quite lucky for the Bat Rider to find a haste, but more often than not, we see Bat Riders not contribute to their team until level 6, and Bat Rider was certainly not level 6 before that engagement.
Yeah, he's going to go back into the jungle now. Maybe start looking to restack some of these camps, or at least Firefly them down to get levels as fast as possible. He's got level 6, so it's not so much levels. He wants the Blink Dagger now, and probably to help out this mid lane. You want to get a kill on this Troll Warlord to help out Templar Assassin Infinity, because this is the first time Infinity not really winning his lane. I guess he's even on CS, but considering he started with boots and bottle at level 1, it seems he should be winning this lane harder.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these bin matchups. The constant bottle crow, all bottom lane cakes, TP'd in, but oh wow, he didn't actually go for it? I'm very surprised. He could have just straight up killed
Phase
him.
boots versus no boots?
And he had a TP scroll in case he wasn't really TP.
Is he who can TP that he's afraid of? I don't think there's anyone. And there we go. Wisp is going to go in with him. That's maybe what I was waiting for. Case gets stunned up, brought down. Korok takes a decent chunk of damage, but has the 2 tangos. Beat is taking the tower from him, and now the T1 tower. Korok hit that one. Tower as well.
Beat is so close to getting killed there. Only sitting at 40 HP afterwards. Furion may be looking to try and pick him off, but
Here comes Gank on top.
Still.
Fogged, he's going to dodge the Centaur stun. Actually just hook shots to a creep to get out of there. That was not at all needed, but I think he just wanted to play it as safe as possible and almost just sort of throw it in the Enchantress's face. Meanwhile, Infinity at mid lane, is he actually going for a kill here? No, he's just going for a bit of harass. Forces Ryuboris back. Ryuboris, though, had a DD bottled up, so lots of bottle charges going his way. He'll heal up all that damage very, very easily.
The supports on the side of Pretty Boy Swag are actually fairly high level 4 on the Enchantress and level 5 on the Vengeful Spear. So I'm actually surprised to see him level that high. And it looks like they are going to continue this push top, but this time there is no hasted Bat Rider. He is still farming his jungle.
Yep. Bat Rider, he's farming his jungle, but he's got 1,800 gold at 6 minutes in.
So rich.
That is
goodness.
Normally, like, your amazing times on Bat Rider Blink Daggers is like 8 minutes. That's like a good Bat Rider jungle blink time, and this is going to be even faster than that.
Yeah, a lot of people think that if you rotate, you're going to hurt your farm too much. But I mean, this Bat Rider, even with that early rotation top, is going to get a Blink Dagger much faster than normal. Beat is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, actually going to tether out. Nope, still going to be brought down. The Shockwave from the Doom helping make sure of that. Combine it with the Scorch Earth and 2 quick towers possibly going Pretty Boy Swag's way here in the top lane.
Yeah, I think that the Korok and or Infinity show up. Infinity mostly just to tank up and Ursa to deal out the damage. He does have a space boost. He has 1,600
hook shot in. They want to fight this. Catch
it.
Who's this TPing? Is it Korok? Nope, it's Infinity. The Templar Assassin has arrived, trying to get some side blade damage, just going through multiple heroes here. They needed the Troll leave, and Troll's actually going to take a fall. Infinity's not done. He wants Enchantress. He won't get Enchantress. He pays for it with his life. That was an expensive TP. 2 for 1. They lose the tower anyways. Not too sure about that. Korok's finally shown up. He's got phase boots, tether movement speed, and Doom.
Cecil.
He's got Vlad's, but that's not going to save you when you've got no boots.
Yeah, he does have the armor though, but armor really does not do anything for Ursa.
No. Ursa plus 73 damage. He's got the Fury swipes as well, and he's actually maxed out Earth Shock, so that's going to just give him that instant burst damage. Does quite a lot of magic damage, so armor's not going to help you there. Blink Dagger's up at bottom lane.
Wow.
Cakes, he's in a whole lot of trouble. Lasso is there if he needs it, but he's just saving it. Really smart play from 1437, knowing he doesn't need the lasso, so saves it for a rainy day.
Yeah, I mean, Dignitas is getting off to a very, very good early lead. 8-4 right now. The gold difference is not actually as bad as I expected it to be. It's at 2,500.
Yep.
Mostly, I guess, because of that one or those 2 towers actually falling. So the gold graph is a little bit deceiving. I think it shows the game a little bit closer than it actually is.
Yep. I'm going to see some.
It's still early to tell.
It's still like a good swing. 2,500 gold going away, Pretty Boy Swag, because Dignitas did get 1 tower of their own, and a lot of that, some of that gold is coming from those kills at top lane. They kill off Clockwork as well as Infinity on TA. That's the solo mid being killed down, and this is just all in push. Pretty Boy Swag with this fast Vlads on Doom. They want to push, and they're not going to let anything stop them.
Do you think it would have been better for him to get a mech instead? Because they don't actually. Oh wow, Enchantress has a mech.
But I'd say someone needs to go for them. They've got mech Vlads. Medallion it up. They take Roshan and just start pushing now. This Roshan could actually work now.
Yeah. Well, the only problem is Troll Warrior is a little bit underfarmed as is in Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet still no Midas. 8 minutes in, and Ryu Boris doesn't really have anything besides boosting bottle. Phase boosting bottle, rather.
It's hard to push into bat. He's got the Blink Lasso, and he's going to go with a great initiation from Fog. Fog actually stunned up, but he's got the Cog down. Here is Korok, ready to pounce. Wisp brings him in with a relocate, and he's not done. He's taken down 1. He's going to move on to the second target. Meanwhile, though, Ryu Boris has actually got himself a double kill, but is there anything that can stop Korok? It sure as hell does not look like it. Maybe the Troll Blind. He's causing Korok to get a lot of mischance, but there's your stomp coming out from Korok, doing a ton of damage. He's still surviving. He's got 5 HP. There's no additional follow-up. Batrider blinks. There's more slows coming in, and Ryu Boris takes a fall. It's a complete team wipe, and Korok survives on 10 HP.
Yeah, that is
what
ridiculous.
A player.
All those small items paying off for him with the Magic Wand, the Pro Man Shield. What a player indeed. And now that Korok actually starts fighting for them, things are just looking worse and worse for Pretty Boy Swag. They traded, I think, 5 and 2 for that fight. But now Dignitas will retaliate by getting a tower. Pretty Boy Swag, I don't exactly know what they should do, but it doesn't seem like 5-man is a solution. They always get initiated on by Clockwork ultimate or by a Batrider ultimate. And if either of those...
I'm not sure if there's a backup plan here for them.
Well, they can do Roshan, or they can try to Roshan Jack. Like, either of those I think would be okay, but Ursa is...
Even after they, let's say they Roshan get Aegis, it's so hard for them to push using an Aegis because they still just get caught out, and I don't think having 2 lives is going to help them too much. Fog says, why waste any time? Let's just go in again. This time the Cog actually pushes back 2 or 3 heroes, which is probably a better way to do it. Korok has gone in. Tether stun is absolutely everyone. Double kill for Korok. A kill for Infinity on the Templar Assassin. The Troll Blind will help keep him alive a bit longer. He wants beaters. Everyone wants to bite of the beaters, but he's not going to get it. Ryu Boris is going to take a fall. Ursa getting a godlike streak 10 minutes in. And GG is called.
That was
without
scary.
a doubt.
That was a
Game
really
is over.
nice 3-man tether into an Earthshock. You could just see the devastation there. I mean, this is a much, much better Wisp than we saw the other day. And it really shows that you kind of have to ban Wisp those things.
Yeah. There's a lot of things go bad against Dignitas, but I think Wisp is definitely up there. I think the draft aside, you give away Wisp Batrider first 2 picks. That's not good news.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest problem was just their gimmicky level 1 Roshan strat backfiring so bad. From there on out, it was an uphill battle.
I think it was salvageable. The only problem is they actually try to catch up by farming. Like we saw Enchantress just pretty much sit in the jungle and not do anything. I think she could have potentially smoking mid because TA wasn't actually having an easy time. Or just even like try and contest bottom, perhaps doing what you said with the triple lane down there. I think they just played it too passively. And if your team's already further ahead in the beginning, especially like a team like Dignitas who knows how to abuse space, and then your team's like further behind, like Parody Boy Swag with 2 kills down, 1 first blood. If you both continually try to farm, they're obviously going to farm faster. They're highest levels, they can get kills, they can survive ganks, and Pretty Boy Swag just, I don't know, fell apart after the rush. I agree.
They fell apart. We'll have to see if they can come back in game 2. MY John, we've just had our fastest game of the MLG North American League. How was it there in the studio?
I mean, it was exciting for 3 minutes or so until that Roshan fight went down, and it got pretty grim early for Pretty Boy Swag. But I just want to point out that one play when they had that big fight in the middle lane, of course, the last fight that really determined the outcome of the game. Korok was 1 hit from dying. And I'm pretty sure Ryu Boris had the hit queued up, and a tether stun actually broke his auto attack from going off and getting the kill. So you talked about Beataz being a phenomenal Wisp player. Of course, that's no secret because he does it for EG, or at least did it for EG. I don't know. But that was like an amazing play that just barely saved Korok's life. Not that it would have been that big of a factor, but still, it's the little things that count. And that's what Dignitas continues to get out of those the 3 through 5 players. I mean, Infinity playing another good game, perhaps a rough lane against the Troll Warlord, but still holding his own. And of course, 1437, what more can you say about him? He's been phenomenal in every game we've seen him so far, really making that 4 position support his own and playing it more as like a 4th carry option than anything else, just being everywhere and doing the right moves.
Yeah, when you've got a playmaker like that who can just send into the jungle and a hero like Batrider, come out at level 3 with a haste rune to gank the enemy tri-lane, and then 4 minutes later at the 7-minute mark have a blink dagger, you've got a quality player.
Yeah, quality indeed. And they didn't have any anti-push, but 1437 pretty much just like quelled any early push efforts that they had.
Yeah.
Typically, teams rely on Keeper Light, Tinker, whatever, but Dignitas showing their flexibility, flexing their muscle, and just pretty much straight up dominating PBS.
Yeah, PBS. Do you think, I guess big question for you, if that level 1 Roshan strat works out, they get the gold, they get the experience, they get the Aegis, and then the plan, you could tell what they would want to do. Get the Vlad's mech and just go for a cheesy push strat. Do you think if they get that level 1 Roshan without any losses, does it work?
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot different. They would have had the level advantage. They could have started pushing earlier. They probably would have died. Like Cake stayed on bottom. He was level 1 for a tremendous period of time, and I don't know what other Nature Prophet players we saw did the same thing, but they were just too under-leveled. He didn't make an impact at all. For example, Clockwork on Fog, he got some levels on top. He was able to hook shot. He was like 0 and 2 and 15 at the end, but he made those team fights possible. He made them win those team fights 5-2, 5-3, very convincing wins.
And the other, like during that Roshan, well, when they thwarted them there, they killed the courier as well. So some key items, like the bottle on Batrider was what allowed them to pick up the haste rune and save it for like a minute and a half later and gank the top rune. Just so many of those key items just got up because of all this extra gold they got from that Roshan fight, from the courier kill. And I think, yeah, it's a completely different game if that Roshan fight does work out.
But good awareness by Dignitas. I mean, they were all headed there. They got there just after Dire smoked, even with the tactical disconnect. It did not throw them off at all.
Yep.
That tactical disconnect. Next level strategies. We'll see if they have any more stunts to pull out. I mean, they still have one more game. We mentioned the fact they have to take a game out of the series to be in a sort of somewhat comfortable position because they're sitting 0-5 now, and they are the bottom of the barrel. Any slip-ups after tonight's set could spell them out of contention for Full Sail. They'll have a second opportunity coming up shortly. We're going to have a break first, and then we'll have Dignitas versus Pretty Boy Swag. Can they muster up one win against the undefeated Dignitas? According to game one, it doesn't look like they can, but they have another chance anyway. We'll see you after this break.